difference outside there is that they fight corruption positively. People are brought to book. If whoever breaks the law goes after, even if you're former president like we are seeing in the US. But here is corruption with impunity. You still, somehow the judiciary will give you some level of protection. Somehow the government will give you some level of protection by ignoring clear cases of corruption. The problem here is that it's reinforced with impunity. I stole the money, and what can you do?
Amaechi, good morning, and once again, thanks for having me here on the program. From what Tebe is saying is a simple phrase: prevention is better than cure. It's better you prevent it than coming to cure it. I told you I was arguing with some friends in France last month when I traveled, and I said I have not seen flies here. And they'll say, how will you see fly when everywhere is neat? Now, if you have a neat environment, let's start from there. You don't have to spend money buying Panadol, buying malaria tablet, because you will not fall ill. You will not be sick. You will not run cholera. You will not see. You can keep your cup open.
Just make clean environment.
Clean environment.
Eliminates a lot of diseases.
Yeah, it starts from there. Now, and when we say basic amenities is what should drive government, some persons will say, no, hard infrastructure, you have to do this, you have to do that. Yes, soft infrastructure, hard infrastructure, put them together. Those are things that are needed. Go back a little. Jonathan said stealing is different from corruption. It's a part of corruption. And stealing, what does stealing means? When people go into government coffers, deep hand and collect money. Punish them for that. That is why he brought about the issue of plea bargain. And when people come and plead with a certain amount of money and insist that they will bring back this money to invest in this country and for the betterment of all, the idea that, oh, if I don't steal this money in next 3, 4, 5 years, what will become of me? Poverty will begin to run over all my face. And poverty and hunger are the instruments that fuel corruption. And how do we tackle it, as Tevye has said? You start teaching from primary school, secondary school, how children can behave, how they can be contented with what they have. We are not contented with what we have. That is why most issue of corruption has to do with inflating contract sum. You go and buy a soap in the market. It's supposed to be 5 naira. The person tells you it's 10 naira. No standard. The other time I quarreled, I said, what happens to who keeps control of our prices in the market? That is a means of corruption as well. You buy something here, 5 naira. You go to the next one, it's 15 naira. That is corruption. So how do we solve this myriad of challenges to ensure that, yes, Nigerians are purged of immorality. Immorality is part of corruption. Once you have a moral standing, you know that you cannot steal, you cannot take what does not belong to you. And the other part of it is government. How do you manage the payment of salary, pensions, and all those things so that people don't say, okay, 100,000 naira I'm collecting is too small for me? No. You can collect 100,000 naira and you can use it judiciously and cut your quota according to your size. So government has a lot of work to do, whether to start the Ministry of Happiness or Ministry of Anti-Corruption or Ministry of anything that we should do. Let's do this fight from the grassroots.
What do you think the Tinubu administration will do? They will change anti-corruption agencies' heads. They will threaten and promise. They may go after some people. And at the end of the day, the trial may go on for more than 12 years. Yes, as I speak, some people's trial have been on for more than 12 years. Those that ended their tenure as governors in 2007, their trial is still on. And where will it lead us? Now, the issue is, what different strategy should this administration or should the government employ? Can we do things differently? Mr. Integrity, we call him, Muhammad Buhari. Some people are saying, just like Bishop Kuka, he is an embodiment of corruption. If he cannot fight it, who will? That's the issue. Is it a fight for one man? How do we save this nation from the brinks? A lot of people make noise when the salaries of political office holders are being raised. And I laugh. I said, what percentage of money would they make on top? You can save a lot by stopping them from being corrupt. Just one corrupt act, billions, even trillions will go. One man is accused of stealing 100 billion.
Yes.
The suspended accountant general of the Federation. Today, like perhaps the trial, if it has started, it has not started, or it has started, may take another 12 years. And it becomes a round robin. We go round in circle, running all motion, no movement, thinking we are making progress. Are we making progress? Those that shout against anti-corruption, and those are like Hedu who saw on this program years ago. Those that are not benefiting from the table. Once is your turn. Gets to your turn.
Table manners.
And you get to the table. You can't talk because
We observe table
food
manners.
is on your table. And it's bad manners to talk
but
while
that is criminal.
your food is on your mouth. It's disgusting.
That is
Some
criminal,
people will
Amici.
cover their mouth when there's food and they are talking to you. That they're observing the manners. And that is what we are seeing here. That's the etiquette. If you must talk when you're eating and food is on your mouth, use your hand to cover it. That's what some people here, they try to cover it, but others will speak to you with food on your mouth. What should we do differently? What should this administration do differently?
I mean, like I noted, creating an environment that is opposed, or not opposed, that does not encourage corruption. It's the way to start. Yes, we're talking of student loan. They say they will hike the school fees, you know, and all of that, but there's a student loan for those who cannot afford to be able to do that and pay much later. If you also go through the Renewed Hope campaign document, there will be so much focus on the mortgage housing sector. So we hope that perhaps the mortgage banks will be encouraged to recapitalize, because it's a major challenge.
Where is fish? Where is fish?
If
Fish, that's what body started now to help us get cheaper houses. Where is it?
There's nothing like cheaper houses.
Fish was started. Affordable houses.
So that is one aspect of it. We need to also take a look at the health insurance to see which aspects cover and which aspects don't cover. You need to go to the hospitals and see how people queue, waiting endlessly for approvals, and all of that, to be able to access healthcare. And then terrible, even the workers themselves, how they behave. Just over the weekend, I had a very nasty experience with the Federal Medical Center in Jabi. Somebody who has
That's in Abuja.
Somebody who has a challenge with the head. They went there for a CT scan on Friday. They did that. You told the person to come on Saturday. When they said the result was not ready, you told the person to come back on Tuesday. They will hope that the person will be able to get. So
will the person be alive by then?
By then, somebody who even came on oxygen on Friday was told to go back and come on Monday. So these are the issues.
Lackadaisical attitude towards what will benefit the generality of people. That is our problem. Amici, take a cue from China. They sent their ministers to local communities when they were fighting corruption. Nigeria might think that we are one of the poorest countries of the world. There are poor people in China, poor people in India. So they sent ministers. If you are a minister, if you are an expert in water resources, go to certain locality, go and live there, and provide the avenue where people can get cheaper and potable water. If you're an expert in agriculture, they send it to a community, go and be minister and operate from there. So what strategies do we have? By so doing, that person's mind to corrupt will not be there, because he'll be with the commons, or will be with ordinary persons as it were, and know that these are the pains these people go through. Let me also join them to feel and have the pains. But one criminality that we still exist in Nigeria is that we celebrate those that are corrupt. When they come, we give them chieftaincy title. When they come, we even take them to church and do thanksgiving for them. No, this is criminal.
And the religious houses will give them front seats.
Amici, those people that are jackpying, you cannot go to Canada without, if you are going to Canada, you are not educated, they might reject you. You have to come with proof of education, because they don't want illiterates. And if you are an illiterate, you don't know how to manage their amenities. Yesterday, the African Development Bank raised a very important issue about infrastructure. He said Nigeria will need $3 trillion in 2050 to fix our infrastructure. And if it does not get it by 2050, Nigeria will need 300 years to fix high infrastructure.
Now, our submission here is that we have to make take some preventive steps. Make the citizens, starting from the public servants, feel secure for today and for tomorrow. Because some analysts said the first part of the first reason why corruption started was public servants who were sacked during the earliest military administration. Felt that those that were left behind saw how they were sacked and what happened to them thereafter, and they decided to help themselves. Make the public servants secure presently and when they retire. So many state governments have failed to pay pensions, some running in 2 years, yet they are building bridges and airports. and their senior citizens are dying of hunger. And we keep quiet. When we see them, we won't question them. We'll clap for them. Make the citizen, talked of health insurance, make it general. The US under Obama, he called it Obamacare, did it. Guarantee certain basics. We're not talking of luxury, certain basics for the children. You're talking of Federal Medical Center and CTC scan. It's even an expensive X-ray system. At some point, we have reports that in Asokoro General Hospital here, they don't have X-ray. And this is a country where you have those in authority squander our wealth because they are big men mentality. They fly private jets, they go in convoy of SUVs. How much is a scanning machine that will save thousands of lives? So when you deprive citizens, you're not giving them security for today and to make sure that they do things accordingly. And you push them into desperate mode. When you're desperate, nothing stops you. If you like, bring the CIA and FBI here. Your desperation will outwit them and you succeed. Because that desperation that there's nothing to eat and to cater for your family, you go beyond the limits. And more importantly, when you do all this, it will not eliminate corruption. There are countries that have done it. Everything is free, but there's still corruption. We evolve a system that holds people to account. Whoever you are, if you put your hands in the till, you will be prosecuted. You'll be investigated, prosecuted, and brought to justice. They don't have a system where the courts will shield you, give you manners of ex parte motion and all that. They don't have a system where even your community members will come to indeed plead on you, and that is what we are seeing. Let's hear from you. Let's share some of the emails. Some of them also bordering on corruption.
There is something at that particular program that has been under